Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
Peace. My name is Jaguar Arreola. I'm a hip hop artist and a content creator from the Inland Empire.
That's what's up. The reason I brought Jag on is I'm gonna get right into it. Is for mainly the reason is because back in the day he gave me a shirt that said "Sobriety is sacred," and when he gave me the shirt, I wanted to one day be able to wear it and without being a hypocrite, because at the moment I was drinking and smoking and stuff like that, and I wasn't worthy of wearing it till as of recently that I finally kicked alcohol. You know what I'm saying? So now I feel like I'm worthy to wear it. I would be lying if I don't still smoke a little bit of weed here and there, but it's very seldom, not really at all. But my main thing for me was alcohol. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that you've always been sober.
Yeah, I appreciate the question, man. I have always been sober. I've tasted alcohol maybe twice or three times in my life, and it was by accident, maybe at a restaurant that they made a mistake of giving me, like whatever drink I chose, and they gave me I asked for the non-alcoholic version, and they gave me the version with alcohol by accident. As soon as I tasted it, obviously I could tell that, it wasn't what I asked for. So, but yeah, I've always been sober. Always been sober.
Is there something behind it? Is there trauma behind it? Is it just because? Is there what's because a lot of us we deal with the streets, and the streets Definitely. Want you to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know what? I wouldn't say it's trauma triggered. Honestly, bro. My dad is a really athletic type of dude. I grew up with a father that was a soccer coach, and I've shared this story in other spaces. And my dad was a soccer coach from when I was before I was born, and he's still coaching to this day in the same community. And with him, it's kind of like he had an ice chest. The team ice chest, and the ice chest, it was just with big Sharpie marker. It just said no drugs, no alcohol, no gangs, and that was just the thing. And this is what I remember from late 1990s, and that was just like his way of trying to put that message into the minds of his players, because all of his players, he had them for long ass times, man, and a lot of them he had them from middle school to that transition to high school, which it could be a time where somebody wants to start smoking some weed or drinking or banging, tagging, whatever they wanted to get into.
Right. So
for me, honestly, I was just following his instruction. Yeah. It was clear and concise. You're not allowed to drink alcohol. You're not allowed to do drugs, and you're not allowed to gangbang. So I was just fucking trying to be true to my pops. You feel me?
Yeah,
That's what it was.
Dope. Are your parents still together?
They are, yeah. So my mom had the same philosophy, but my father was more the disciplinarian.
He was enforcing it.
He was the one enforcing that,
That's what's up, man. So that came from, it didn't come from a trauma. It came from a legit place, a place of discipline.
Definitely.
So that's even, a lot of times we glorify the trauma. My dad was a junkie, and we okay, but to me, it's even more beautiful when it came from a beautiful place.
Right, yeah. He was just doing his duty, he was just enforcing, he grew up fatherless, so
right.
So I think, like you're saying, a lot of times we do glorify, we do celebrate, and I get it, it's dope to celebrate the come up of beating the odds of not having parents and just getting it out the mud. But for me, it was I do celebrate having a pops that cared about me, that a pops that loved me so much that he was like, nah, you can't do that, you know what I mean? And so, I
think that's actually a better and more unique story, because I think everybody, getting it out the mud is also common, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That we need that story, your story, to be more common, where the dad applied it to his children followed,
right.
The discipline of the father. That's better than what I wanted. Not what I wanted to hear, but what I thought I was going to.
I hear you, man. And you know what, bro? To even add on to that, for me, I respected my pops a lot as well, and I respect him to this day, because as we grew up, I never saw him with one alcoholic beverage in his hand, homie. So same with my mother. They both didn't drink. Yeah. My pops doesn't smoke, doesn't do drugs and shit like that.
Right.
So I didn't see that. It was kind of a lot of times maybe we won't want to listen to that instruction, because maybe dad is telling you this, but pops is like, well, I can drink because I'm an adult.
Yeah.
But he wasn't coming from that
Yeah,
perspective.
yeah. Leading by example.
Exactly. Yeah. So he was leading by example. So for me, it was even more all right for sure. Like it's kind of like I won't even have the excuse to get him back with the well, you did it.
Right.
So
Right.
you know. So yeah, that's kind of like the lane I came from. You know.
You know, there's nothing that I respect more than a man, and my dad did this, and my wife's dad also did this,
Word.
than a man that partied, has children, and once they see their children start to understand, they drop everything. You know what I'm saying? My dad dropped the weed. He never was really an alcohol person, but I never saw him do anything, and he did it because of me. It didn't work. You know what I'm saying? It didn't work, but he tried. And that is so commendable when a man is willing to just, you know, like, I don't want my son to, you know, if he goes that road, it's not because of me. You know what I'm saying?
Righteous.
That's like the most, I don't know anything that is more commendable than that from my eyes. You know
I hear
what I'm
you.
saying?
Yeah, no, man, that's righteous for sure. You know, it's like you're saying, leading by example and having wanting the best for your seeds and all that. So I respect that. Word.
What do you think about like plant medicines and like, and I don't want you to, I'm not trying to get you to bash it or
Absolutely.
anything. You know what I'm saying? Like plant medicines like weed or like ayahuasca and all. What do you personally think about that?
So I respect the ayahuasca. I respect the peyote. I respect the, the many different, marijuana,
Right.
Which I believe has origins in India. I'm not sure.
Right.
But I respect them. And like for ayahuasca, being that I am in the indigenous communities and circles, I've been invited to ceremonies where they do deal with these medicines, and I always respectfully decline, because just for my own reason, because I can't have anything that will take me away from my, what would you call it? Just my six senses. I gotta have my six senses, or five senses, right? But I say sobriety is a sixth sense for me, so I can't have anything that'll take me away. And unfortunately, as beloved and as ancestral and as powerful as these plants are, they would take me away from
Right.
So that's just my own philosophy. I respect the plant. I tell some of my comrades, compas, I said I'll hold the plant, but I won't consume it.
Right.
You know, I could be at the ceremony, I could be in the circle with folks, but like if you guys are cool with me just holding it versus consuming it, that would be a more righteous approach because of the lifestyle I've committed to, which for me it's a lifetime commitment. You feel me? Like I'm in too deep. You know, I don't sell the Sobriety is Sacred shirts. I'm just way too deep. You know, I'm committed, full throttle. But I respect the plant medicines, and I also I don't respect them being abused. You know, as well, because whether it's shrooms or whether it's ayahuasca or things like that. A lot of these medicines do have specific communities that they come from. I'll give you an example. Maybe a medicine is indigenous or just specific to the region of Colombia, and unfortunately, sometimes that plant may be getting used and abused by people from outside of the community who may just want to use it for recreational use.
Right. Yep.
Where it's lost its purpose of tapping. Some people say that's how you tap in and heal your traumas, and sometimes that plant will tell you you'll just need one trip, one journey with that plant. And after that, you'll get those messages from those life forces, life beings, from the Creator, God, whoever, and they'll say, all right, you're done with this, just you've used it, now it's time for you to heal in other ways. And at times, sometimes we don't want to do the other work that is healing. We want to go straight to the plant. It's like I want to hit the mountains and take some shrooms. But maybe there's steps before that, right? Maybe some meditation, cleaning up the diet, cleaning up the mind, sobering up, etc. So I respect it. I'm not one to bash it. I just say take care of it and be responsible to people that rock with it.
I wouldn't bash it, but I don't personally. Something in my gut feeling tells me that I shouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I came up with a little bar the other day. I was having this conversation with a buddy of mine, and I told him, look, God put me here like this. If I take alcohol, if I smoke weed, if I do shrooms, I'm tweaking his mix. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to tweak God's mix. He put his mix and master right here the way he wanted me to. I don't want to tweak his mix.
Right.
Like this is how he wanted me to do it. And if I have traumas, I know that there's exercise. I know that there's prayer. I know that there's meditation. And to get to that place, it's a long road. Everything that's great takes a long time. There ain't no shortcuts to get to that spot. So I think a lot of people think that this is a shortcut because I've done them all. And I go there and I come back the first little bit of time, and I think I got something, and I can't hold on to it. It leaves eventually. You know what I'm saying? So not to bash it. Just like my gut feeling tells me it's not.
Yeah.
I rather take the long road. You know what I'm saying?
And your gut feeling is, some would say that's your intuition. That's actually the creator. That's God. That's Allah. Whoever you identify with, that's that telling you what to do, what not to do. So, you're right, bro. I agree, homie. Like for a lot of folks, it is the shortcut. It's kind of like the easy way to, so-called heal your traumas. There's a lot of other routes you can take, and there's maybe steps to get to that. See it as a pyramid. You got to do this first. You want to go all the way to the top first. You know what I'm saying?
Off top. And then up. Yeah, I don't think that. Me personally, I think you could go there, but you can't really come back with it to this reality and hold on to it. You got to do the work. That's what
Definitely.
I think. I could be wrong.
I hear you. No, I'm with you, bro. And you know what? Also, to be fair, I've known people in my community, outsider community. They took a trip and they never came back, bro. I know one person that now he would probably be maybe considered a person with disabilities now, because after that trip he took, it might have done something to him, bro. So I don't advise anybody. I would never tell anybody in high school, hey, tap into that, or middle school.
So essentially you don't want to bash it, but can we say it's fair to say you're not really with it?
I'm not with it. I don't advise my people taking it. And this is not advice to everyone in general. I'm not gonna. I wouldn't want my wife doing it. I wouldn't want my kids doing it. And I can just say that off top.
Yeah. If you don't want your children to do it, you're not rocking with it. You know what I'm saying?
With it, bro.
And that's how I feel. I don't want my children to smoke weed, to drink alcohol, to do psychedelics, to. You know what I mean? If it's worst case, last case, they tried everything, and tried exercise, therapy, meditation, prayer, everything, and that's the last, then maybe, you know what I'm saying? Because you never know. The last thing might be suicide. It might help. I don't know, but I really can't condone it. It's not something that I really, you know what I mean? So this is something that like you look like you're in good shape. Is this something that you keep your weight at bay, or is it your genetics, or do you exercise?
Appreciate it. So I am, for the most part, I'm naturally relatively very lean, bro. Like I'm a lean, have a lean genetic fucking route or lineage that I come from, but I do exercise. I do. I've played sports my entire life, and I've been active my entire life. So if it's not actively playing a sport, I played soccer growing up. Dropped soccer like towards the beginning of high school. Began to do fighting sports towards the end of middle school. Began with amateur boxing. Moved on to collegiate high school wrestling. So I wrestled in high school, and then I was on the collegiate wrestling team for Mount Sac as well for one season. Although I didn't get to compete, I was on the team and I did train. There was dudes above me that were better than me. So in order for me to be able to compete, I had to take their spot. The homie was a beast, so I wasn't able to do that. But to say that, I do say I come from a lifestyle, bro, where I did combat sports. I did a little bit of MMA. I had to watch my weight. I had to watch what I ate. I was very disciplined with my what I put in my body for a very long time. So, it probably helped. And on top of that, being sober. Me desvelo. I do stay up late. I do stay up late. That's my downfall. That's my downfall. Bro. I love the night. I love the nightlife. You feel me? Gotcha. But I love the nightlife sober. But I do. I lift weights. I do like cardio. Like burpees, shit like that. More like calisthenics. You know what I'm saying? But I do lift weights.
Dope. So, I mean, America is fat. You know what I'm saying? But I see that there is a big obesity problem, especially in the Raza community. And it's funny because did you see the Tyga video where he portrayed that cholo that's
I did see it, yes.
And it's offensive, right? But at the same time, it inspired me I want to be that fat cholo. You know what I'm saying? So after watching that video, instead of me being offended, I was like, I don't want to be that stereotype. You know what I'm saying? So I dropped 30 pounds. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I don't want to be that. Absolutely. And a lot of times when people joke around, there's truth behind it, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like in the Raza community, we like all communities, but specifically in Raza community, our diet is not great, you know what I'm saying?
It really isn't.
And most of my family's morbidly obese, you know what I'm saying? So is what do you think needs to change, or what do you think is what can we do to change that?
Man, that's a very loaded question. But I would say, eating more. Definitely cutting out on the grease. A lot of our meals are so delicious, but they're delicious because they're greasy. Unfortunately, at least that's how I see it. Like the meals that I enjoy the most, oftentimes they are the most unhealthiest ones. You feel me?
Yep.
So for me, it's been quite the challenge, even for my own self, bro. Like kicking off fried foods.
Right.
I would say education.
Yeah.
Education is mandatory. That's the root of it, bro. We won't know we're sick or that we're. We may not think we're even obese or like struggling with weight until we get that information. We need access to that information. If we don't have access to it because of whatever reason, whatever injustice, well, we got to seek it. Those of us that have it, we got to provide it. Right. And if you do that via social media, YouTube, etc., then, you're already contributing with that, giving some game. Hey, like today, try not to eat no fried foods, even if it's, it might come off as like you're trying to impose a lifestyle on people. I don't see it that way, homie, because I make a lot of sobriety content online, and for me, I don't want anyone to ever take it like I'm dissing somebody that drinks, smokes weed, does drugs, etc. No, it's coming from a place of love to level up, because my diet is not extremely perfect. So I appreciate it when someone that's plant-based, somebody that does like a Mediterranean diet, because I heard those are really good. If I see someone share something online about that, I'm like, damn, you know what? I gotta level up. I'm motivated. I don't take it to heart. I don't get offended by it.
Me neither.
I'm like, shit, I need to level up. You feel me? Like, if I see you doing yoga online, I'm go across the post. I'm like, damn, I haven't stretched in a minute. Like, I go work out at the gym. I don't even stretch before I work out. So, things like that. I would say education to answer your question. Access to education, passing on that information, and honestly, doing it in a way where it's tolerant, to where it's not condescending and disrespectful. Because even though me and you may not take it as like offended, others might.
Others will.
And we don't want them to be offended. So we do want them to level up without being offended. So we might want to just present it a little bit more friendlier.
Package it right.
You do it righteously and shit.
I said something. It might have been a little offensive, but I said, it's okay to be fat, but it's not okay with being okay in being fat, if that makes sense. Like, it's okay to be fat because America and the diet is just all around us. It's okay because we're gonna fall trap, but don't be, once you are fat, never be like okay with it. Always kick yourself in the butt, like, damn, why am I need to lose weight, I need to lose weight, I need to lose weight. Always be on yourself, you know what I'm saying? Never give up, you know what I'm saying?
Right, and the goal is to always be healthy, right? Because, everybody has sometimes people have different body frames. Just, like somebody maybe like of my heritage, and we have a same heritage, right? Raza, indigenous, etc. So our frames might be different than somebody from a different part of the world. They might have I know the homies in the Pacific Islands. They're a little more built in that sense. So, healthy for us might look different than for them. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I would say have health be the priority, and just educate, and just don't always try to be a better version of yourself. You feel me?
You know what? So you gave me that shirt, "The Sobriety is Sacred," and I remember when you gave it to me, I told you, damn, I want to one day wear this and be truly like sober. And I remember when I finally sobered up, I seen you at a show, and I was like, yo, I'm sober. You know what I'm saying? I consider myself sober. I'm not completely, but
sure.
My main goal was alcohol.
Hell yeah.
And like I said, I don't really smoke weed that much.
Righteous.
So I remember telling you, yo, I sobered up. You know what I'm saying? But one time, I had to go to the store. My girl sent me out for some White Claws. So I was like, all right, let me go get some. And I threw on a shirt, and I go, and I get the White Claw pack, I pay for it, and I walk out. And as I'm walking out, I noticed that it was your Sobriety is Sacred shirt. And I'm like, I must have just looked like a...
No, it's all good, homie. I mean,
I'm saying to the public, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like buying the 12-pack.
Right.
And having the Sobriety is Sacred.
Good, homie.
You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, I thought I'd share that with you because it was hilarious. Because once I looked down, I was like, oh my God.
You're like, damn, I forgot I was wearing this shit.
I'm not even worthy yet. I wasn't worthy yet. You know what I'm saying? But also, the last time I spoke to you, you had told me that you have been reading a lot of books, and that you even, I think you said that you even flip through the Bible, that you have a sort of a different, not that you're a Christian, but you have a different respect ever since you started kind of dabbling with different books of different faiths and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Like, you know, I've dove into like Quran, Bible, just other books of wisdom, education, and you know what? Even I just to me they're books of wisdom. I mean, like you know, whether people have used them in a way that's that was irresponsible and caused harm to a lot of people. I did learn. You know, I read some scriptures in the Bible that are righteous and you know, things like that. And I did it while I was in jail. So it was you know, I appreciate the wisdom. You know, it's powerful information. And if used righteously, you know, it can assist people to elevate. You feel me?
Right.
Off
Definitely. Has your, like, I noticed for me, like, my opinions in spirituality and maybe politics and different things 10 years ago isn't the same opinion that I have now. And I think that even as I get older, because of my energy plummeting, as I get older, I get more sober-minded. Do you notice that your opinions have changed in certain? You don't have to say in anything in particular, but do you still think that you have a foundational opinion that it just stays the same, or is there an evolution to?
Yeah. I would say I just learned like you're saying, my foundation remains the same. I can't say it's changed. It's just changed more that I'm more armed with information than I was 10 years ago to continue to defend that same stance. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. There's a question that I just want to ask people. Do you keep it 100?
That's funny. You know what's funny, dog, is that I've heard that term. I heard that term in Spanish in the rancho kind of scene before I heard it in the al cien. You know, I always heard my family in Mexico and shit say al cien, compa type shit. Do I keep it al cien? I stay true to myself, and you know, my beliefs, and whether it's education, political ideologies, etc. So I would say yes.
Okay.
Al cien.
The reason that I asked that is because, like, I've never met nobody that says, nah, I don't keep at 100. So everybody is a 100 keeper. I've never met nobody that's, you know what I'm saying? So I think, to me, it's more so a thing that we say. And like, for me, I don't think I keep it 100 because my standard is so high and I'm not there yet. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I tell people, yo, I keep it, like, for where I'm trying to be, I keep it like 20.
Oh yeah. Oh, if you put it that way,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm with you on we shit. No, I don't.
Yeah.
No, I could be way better. I could do better. If that's the standard, if we're talking about a standard, hell no.
I think that's how it should always, because it's easy to be like, I keep it real. If I'm the standard, of course you're gonna keep it 100. If I'm 100, so I think that everybody, if they understood the concept that, yo, we all don't keep it 100, and our threshold should be very high to the point where we might never hit it. But we're going to keep trying, and right now I keep it 20.
I'm halfway there or something, bro. It's not nowhere close to 100.
Close,
I got to level up.
So I think that if everybody understood that, because everybody, I keep it 100. I'm a solid one. I'm a real one. Everybody's a real one. Everybody's a solid. I'm like, we're the non-real ones. Is there any non-real ones? Is there any everybody solid?
Everybody's just official. Huh?
Everybody.
Official ass foods.
What?
Nah, for sure. So no, my answer is no. I don't.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I kind of felt that once I expounded on it.
Off top. I hear you.
So what is something interesting about you? Just something, it could be anything. Like, for me, I grew up next to the original KDAY, which was the first hip hop station in the whole world. So is there anything that, you know, that just like something something that's really interesting about you that you can
one thing is I'm probably the wrestling mask gives it up. I'm a wrestling nerd, you know, fan,
got you,
supporter. But I've actually trained in professional wrestling myself. So I know how to land on my back. I know how to jump the ropes, run the ropes.
Oh, like lucha libre,
pro wrestling, WCW.
Really?
So I know how to run the ropes. You know, I could do the very, very basics that you will learn at a professional wrestling school for the first few weeks that you train there. But when I did it, I was 12 years old and I couldn't really hang. Honestly, like, you know, maybe I was just you know, just not with it. I was very, very thin, very, very skinny, way skinnier than I am now. I was 12 years old, and I would land on my back, and it was like 300-pound motherfuckers slamming me and shit. So I would wake up with bruises on my fucking legs, my ass, my back, etc. So, yeah, man, I would say I haven't met someone else that has trained in professional wrestling besides one of my homies from my high school. But he's doing this as an adult, and he's gonna debut soon. So I did that when in the era where most people get in. Everyone's into wrestling at a certain point, right? 11 years old, 10 years old, and you stick with it. So I chose. My dad support. That was another thing I salute my dad for. Whatever the fuck I want to do, he supported me. Like, oh yeah, you're into wrestling? Okay, we're gonna find you a pro wrestling school. So we went to the fucking hood ass school on East Street in San Bernardino off Baseline. It was open from like 9 p.m. to 12 midnight on a weekday. Pops took me, so I haven't met too many people that have done that, bro. So that's definitely were you like a little secret about myself and shit.
And that's what I was looking for when I asked the question. Oh, were you ever into the WWE and all
Of course, WWE, WCW. What's funny? I watched WCW because my pops didn't let me watch WWF because WWF they would show like women breasts and like there was more blood and like WCW was a little more family friendly to the eyes. I preferred and I've seen like Japanese pro wrestling as well. It's kind of the way I see it. It's kind of like the underground. It's like if you're into WWE, that's the mainstream of hip hop, right? But if you New Japan Pro Wrestling, it's like, oh damn, like
the underground.
The underground, bro. You'll see the fools that sell their merch. It's the wrestler themselves. They're at the booths, outside of the show. It's a whole experience. So yeah, man, I'm underground all day. You feel me?
Your parents, are they religious?
They're not religious, no.
Oh, okay.
They're just.
Are they Catholic?
They're believers. They're believers. I guess what most people would call God-fearing people, right?
Yeah.
But they would be fall under the Catholic umbrella.
That's like
if you ask
my
them,
parents.
Like I did the first communion. I did my baptism.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You grew up in Fontana.
I did. I'm from Fontana. Yep, whole life I was there. I wasn't born there, but I was there my whole life. I was taken to Mexico as a baby, so I was in Michoacan my first year as a infant, and we touched back down in Fontana, and that's home, bro. I mean, that's where my dad coached.
I spent a lot of time in Rialto, so that's my second home.
Cool, so, Rialto's cool, yeah.
So yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. We probably just wrap it up. Just really, like I said, man, I wanted to touch on the sobriety thing. Is something that I am now promoting, not through so much. Not just so speaking on it, but more when my crew's around me, they see that I don't drink, and they get inspired to not drink. You know what I'm saying? So
sparks the conversation, right?
It sparks the conversation, and I think a lot of people admire it more than I thought. And a lot of my friends have now been like, "Oh, I want to stop drinking. I want to stop drinking. I want to stop drinking." So just the action of being sober is already a walking billboard.
It really
for
is.
Sobriety. You know what I'm saying?
It's inspiring others, bro. They might want to just be sober for the studio session with you,
right?
You feel me? And they might not quit like full on, but. Whenever they, touch in with you,
that's real.
They might be like, you know what, I won't drink because the homie don't even drink.
And it's funny because I wouldn't say that you're fully responsible for my sobriety because I already want to do it, but it was a spark.
No doubt.
That it was part. It was a nugget that I'm like, yo, that shirt. It was in my head like that shirt.
And we're all here to build each other, bro,
you know
and fucking help each other elevate. So I appreciate that, and that's you, bro. Congratulations to you for your journey and your artistic endeavors. The creativeness, you stay on top of your shit, so we're definitely respect that, and I salute that.
Thank you, brother.
Word
so, till next time, brother.
Yes, sir. Salute.
Peace.
Peace.